Hi, I'm Coach Jacobs. I have been coaching and involved in wrestling for about 30 years now. Started wrestling in 3rd grade, wrestled through elementary, junior high, and high school. When I went to college, I started to coach at the youth level. From there, I moved up and coached at different schools at the junior high and high school level. Last year, our season was cut short because of the pandemic. So COVID basically made it so my season got cut short. We started late and then we ended early. So I ended up looking online, trying to find something I could give my new wrestlers so they could look at it, watch videos, and learn the basics, some fundamentals. There's a lot of good stuff out there on YouTube and other sites, but there's not a lot that just tell you, hey, this is the basics. This is how you do a stance, do a drop step, do stuff that you can do at home by yourself. So because the COVID numbers are going up, I figured I would start to make my own set of videos for my kids and any other person who wants to learn wrestling and may not be able to get in the room. So I'm going to put a series of videos together between 3 and 10 minutes a piece, and these are just going to be the basic fundamentals that you can do by yourself at home. You don't need a partner. It would be helpful if you got a parent, a sibling, a cousin, a friend to help spot you, to say, hey, you're doing this right or you're doing this wrong. But in general, you can do these moves by yourself. At home, you don't need any help. This is the stuff that I go over in conditioning before we're allowed having live contact. So that's what we're going to go through. We can get started right now. We're going to start with what's known as a square stance. This is your defensive stance, and it's the stance where you move laterally, which is side to side, or you can circle, which is why I'm in the middle of the circle here. So in order to do the square stance, you have your feet a little more than shoulder width apart, your toes pointed out, and I want your weight on the balls of your feet, all right? We're not going to be back here on your heels. From there, I'm going to keep my head up, keep my elbows in, and then I'm going to bend at the knees. Don't bend at your waist. I don't want you here, because that's bad position. Everything in wrestling, you want to head up and your butt down. So from here, I'm just going to bend my knees, keep my elbows in, and put your hands in your lap. There's a lot of wrestlers, especially new ones, that'll sit there and try to put their hands up here to defend your face. You don't need to do that, because in wrestling, you go after a guy's legs. So you want to keep your hands in your lap to defend yourself. Your head's up and your butt's down. When you get tired, what's going to happen is your knees will not get bent anymore. You stay in this for 10, 20, 30 seconds, especially if you're not used to it. You're going to go like this, your knees are going to get straight, and next thing you know, your head's down and your butt's up. That's bad wrestling position. I will be pointing that out in pretty much every video. Wrestling is head up, butt down. So, feet a little more than shoulder width apart, toes pointed out on the balls of your feet. Elbows in, hands in your lap. From here, we're going to motion side to side, and all we're going to do is take short steps from one side, and then we're going to go to the other. We're not bouncing. We're not going to be crossing our feet. We're not coming all the way together. I want you to stay nice and solid, keep a solid foundation. That makes it so it's harder because you're going to have another opponent that's going to be pushing around trying to take you to the mat. So you don't want to be in a position that makes it easy. So that's how you do side to side. To do a circle, it's the same thing, except instead of walking side, you're kind of walking the circle. If you have a circle, you want to just stay on it, do a couple steps one way, a couple steps the other. So back and forth, side to side, and circles. The last thing is, I'm going to teach you how to do change of levels. Changing levels is something that usually gets overlooked in wrestling. It's something that everybody needs to know how to do, and you've got to be good at it, because if you're lower than your opponent, it's a lot harder for them to go and get your legs and do a leg attack. So how I teach it is, if you're in a stance, all you do is you bend your knees, not your waist, and you go down, you touch that, and come back up. So all you're doing is changing levels up and down, up and down. So that is the square stance. Elbows in, hands in your lap, head up, butt down. You can do side to side, you go circles, and you change your levels. That is it for this lesson. I'm Coach Jacobs. This is the Fundamentals of Wrestling. Like it, subscribe to the channel, whatever you're supposed to do on YouTube, whatever everybody else does, go ahead and do that. I will see you for the next video. It will build upon this one, and all of the subsequent ones will keep building on each other. All right, thank you.